Hey guys, this is Jerry. So, a few weeks ago I met this guy. I actually have met him quite a few times, but I didn't really get to talk to him until recently. And he's a very big lobbyist in the LA area. And he mentioned he just saw something in me. He wanted to be my mentor. So, I've been thinking about this for a while. And, he's a lobbyist, so he's very progressive, probably almost socialist. And I told him, before he even told me he wanted to mentor me, that, hey, I'm very right of center. You could call me a conservative. You could call me a libertarian or whatever. He told me this. He said, Jerry, I'm going to turn you into a lefty. I'm going to turn you into a liberal. It's really funny that he said that. Ever since then, I haven't seen him that much since I've been working in different parts of the building. But I've been thinking about this whole mentor-mentee relationship that society seems to prize so much. And I thought back to other times in my life when I had maybe like a mentor or something like that. I was doing research online. There's a lot of articles on all these businessy type of journals like Fast Company and Forbes, etc., that talk about how to find a mentor. But I don't think there's enough perspective on the fact that not all mentors are created equal. And the two mentors that I had, one in college and then one after college, they were like the wrong mentors for me. My channel is all about learning. How do we learn? How do we learn from whether it's my mistakes or other people's mistakes? How do we learn? And so I just wanted to break down why those two mentors were not the correct mentors for me. So the first mentor I had in college, I used to train Kung Fu with him back in the day. And he was a nice guy, but he had issues. He basically almost failed most of high school. And his life was just not in order. He's probably maybe 10 years older than me. He still, I don't think, ever held like a real full-time job. I don't know how we reconnected. I think I made a post on Facebook, and we were friends on Facebook for a while, and then he commented, and then we got back in touch, and then started calling each other and talking about life. And the reason it was in college, I realized I had all these problems with socializing and all that. So I was trying to learn how to just be more confident, just be more genuine as a person. And he tried very hard to give me advice on that stuff. Okay, his experience with the ladies. It's been many years. I realized most of that advice was wrong. But at the time, I didn't know, because for me, at the time, I just thought, oh, he's an older person. He's like an older brother. And I used to train Kung Fu with him. And back when I trained Kung Fu with him, he was a cool dude. He really taught me a lot. So I thought, okay, that older brother thing that he had, he could help me with other things in life. But I think back on when we would talk on the phone, a lot of it would just be circle jerking. We'd like pound the same things over again. He was really into intuitive reads, so we'd talk a lot about that kind of bullshit. He's one of those guys that sometimes you feel like he's not really listening to you. Like, you'd be saying something, you'd be like, huh? When I decided to cut the mentor-mentee relationship off was when I graduated college. It's been almost 2 years. And he calls me out of the blue just to reconnect with me, find out how I'm doing. I'm really miserable at my job at the point, and I'm looking for other jobs. And he's encouraging me not to look for other jobs. He's like, oh yeah, you should definitely stay at your job for at least a year, which I have. I've already stayed at it for at least a year. I think it was November, so I had one more month. Oh, you got to stay at least a year, man. And he's giving me all this bullshit, even though he's never held a full-time job. And so, like, what do you know about holding a full-time job if you never held a full-time job? And it's at that point I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be listening to. I reflect on this guy, and I think one of the dangers is that sometimes people who really shouldn't be mentors, people who aren't ready to be mentors, want to be mentors. And they need to learn to take care of themselves first. Like, a lot of people have asked me to mentor them. And you know what I tell them? I say, I can't be your mentor because I still have a lot of things I need to take care of in my life. I tell them honestly. There's been people like, yeah, can you mentor me? Can you help me with this? I'm like, dude, I can't be the one giving you advice. I'm learning. This is what my channel is. I'm learning. The lesson is you have to be careful of people who want to be your mentor, who aren't qualified to be your mentor. The second mentor I had, I was in touch with him on and off since graduating college. And he's a guy who used to be in the entertainment industry. And, he's taken a left turn since then. Now, he was cool and he seemed like a good guy, and he was married to, he's a white guy, he was married to an Asian woman, so I thought, hey, maybe he can sort of understand some of the struggles, some of the challenges I have to deal with being an Asian guy trying to do something different that's not STEM and not something that's on the beaten path and stable. So it seemed to work. I seemed to learn a lot from him, but there were 3 warning signs that made me realize he wasn't the right mentor. The first thing was he knows nothing about YouTube. And I was building my brand on YouTube, and he kept trying to give me advice, tell me how to YouTube. You know, a lot of my videos are long. They work because I'm not padding the length. I'm actually spending all that time analyzing and really thinking. That's why people watch these long videos. Back then, I didn't even have this channel when he was trying to give me advice on YouTube. I had another channel, and I would upload long videos, like really cool martial arts long videos. He would send me an email or he'd send me a text, like, dude, no one's gonna watch a long video. I remember I was like, why not? If it's interesting, they're gonna watch a long video. Just like if a TV show is 2 hours, it's a 2-hour documentary, but it's freaking amazing, people are gonna watch it. He just kept saying, no one's gonna watch a long video. I remember in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, why are you trying to tell me about YouTube when I'm the one doing YouTube? You're not used to act, maybe you produce a little, but you don't know anything about YouTube. So that was the first warning sign. And the second warning sign, I don't like crowds. I get anxiety when there's too many people, too much noise. So even though I've learned to socialize, I'm still very introverted. And he just wouldn't accept that in me. He's like, no, this is how you have to be. So he was trying to make me more like him. And this is something that you have to be careful in the mentor-mentee relationship. This is one of the pitfalls. The mentor, of course, it's natural for you to make someone like you, but you have to realize that everyone's different. You have to make them more like themselves. That's what the best mentor-mentee relationship is. So he just wouldn't accept that my personality and my temperament was different. That was the second warning sign. And the third warning sign, one time, and I've talked about this before, one time I was busy at work and he needed my help. And he acted like he needed my help immediately, and I told him I couldn't because I'm at work. I just started a new job, and he just flipped out on me. He got so mad at me. Again, this guy's much older than I am, so you'd expect behavior more mature than this. So I was like, at first I thought he was joking. I was like, whoa. Are you joking? What's going on? And then suddenly it became a text message thread about how, hey, he's accusing me of never giving back. And I'm like, no, I give back. Look, I helped you with this. And eventually it got so ridiculous. I just called him. I thought he was like really mad. I was like, yo, what is going on? And the moment I called him, he's like, oh, dude, no, I wasn't mad. No. I think you misunderstood my text. He backtracked even though he was arguing with me over text. This guy doesn't understand the industry I'm in. He's not the most mentally mature guy we can describe, and he can't really empathize with people with different personalities. Maybe he's not the right type of mentor. Recently, in the past few weeks, and this other guy says like, Jerry, I want to be your mentor. So I was like, that's very interesting. I never negate things. I'm like, that's very interesting. I'll think about it. He's like, yeah, think about it. I've been thinking about it, and maybe it's just my experience with mentors. It's never been positive. I wanted to ask you guys, what do you look for in a mentor? Have you guys had a mentor? Have you guys had good mentors? Have you guys had bad mentors? What do you look for? What is a good mentor supposed to do? I mean, I've explained some of that, like a mentor should help you develop yourself, not become like them, etc., etc. And a mentor should have his shit together, right? But what else do you look for in a mentor? What else makes the mentor-mentee relationship worth it? So that's the video I wanted to make today. Let me know what you think. I don't know what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to accept this guy's mentorship. My gut feeling is it's going to probably be a little hard for me to completely flip around. I'm going to feel a little hypocritical if somehow through this guy I become very liberal or very progressive. But maybe that's life. Maybe in life, a complete 180s happen all the time if you continue to stay sharp. But then again, it goes back to the question, do you even have to agree on fundamental things for a mentor-mentee relationship to exist? I don't know. So I'm opening up to you guys. What do you guys think? Mentor, mentees, were you mentors? Were you mentees, etc.? What your experiences were like? Let me know. And if you like more of these explorations, a lot of times I like to talk about self-help. I like to talk about motivation. I like to talk about how do you live better. Sometimes I just want to reflect on life. So let me know what you guys think, man. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you guys soon.